What's good, y'all? It's the Barber's Booth. It's your boy, Ken the Barber.
And it's your boy, HJ Cuts. This is where every word cuts deep, all right? So we want to introduce Mr. Roberts here, a.k.a. Solden 60.
Yes,
I appreciate y'all for having me on the show,
Yes,
man.
sir.
The Barber's Booth with words cut deep. You know what I'm saying? I like that. So I appreciate y'all having me on here. I'm like one of the biggest fans, you know? Let me ask y'all this, though. I have questions for y'all on your show, you know? And I just want to know, like, how did y'all come up with the concept of the Grooming Gallery? Like, what was that like? What was that?
Man, so it was happening during, like, you know, the end of our run, you know, at our previous spot. And, you know, we started to really brainstorm and come up with some what ifs and, you know, and some dreams and aspirations. And it came to us one day, you know, we were just going back and forth with some different names, and the Grooming Gallery came up, you know. And when I said it to Ken had no doubt about it, you know. That's where we at with it.
The name just stick. Like, I was like, yo, what should the name be? And he's like, the Grooming Gallery. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Come on. And it's just like, it's just stick. It's smooth. It sounds elegant, fly. So it's just like, yeah, that's us, the Grooming Gallery, man.
Yeah. A lot of people say, you know, when someone cleans up nice, they pretty much saying that they're well groomed. So I think that was dope.
For sure, for sure.
So on your show, you talk about free game, right? And I have a question, because it's been a while since I've been a client for quite some time. I don't even know how long the years have been. But one thing that I didn't know, because I used to have dreads, long locks. I had locks for about 12 years.
Wow.
And I didn't know, like, barber etiquette. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what stuff. Back in the day when I was younger, they used to have the pictures on the wall, and you could say, I want a number 7, I want number 6. Like, that has changed. You're supposed to come in and know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know what a fade was, or, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's certain things that you have to learn from your barber. You know, your barber learns like a relationship. And so like barber etiquette, because I know people, you know, like, let's say your barber goes out of town or something, or you needed a cut and he wasn't available. What's that like when they go to another barber and then come back to you afterwards, maybe butched up?
Man, so if a client goes to another barber, like, I always tell my clients, like, if I'm going out of town, just wait. Just wait. Or try to get a cut before I leave, right? But, you know, sometimes they just need that cut, right? And I'll let them know, like, yo, make sure, like, you go to the right barber and, like, be very detailed. Right. And when they don't do that, and then they'll come back to the shop and sit in the chair, I'm like, man, bro, like, who cut you up, right? And then somebody will try to play it off. We're like, oh, nah, like, I was like, you got a haircut by somebody else? Nah. Somebody would, like, blatantly just lie.
Right.
Wow.
You know, it's just like, why would you lie? But I could clearly see somebody mess you up, you know?
We could tell, you know, we could tell the spidey senses be going off, you know, when we see a little bit of a pushback or a little bit of a fade, we know we ain't do it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, like, I recommend every client who's looking for, you know, another potential barber or, you know, a quick cleanup, like, definitely ask your barber if he could put you on with somebody, and use, like, really, like, you know, the majority of these big booking platforms, you know, a lot of those have your reviews. I mean, you know, the barber's reviews on it. You know, you could read up on that and, you know, kind of see who you're meeting before you meet them. You know what I mean? So that's my advice on that.
That's interesting.
For sure.
Do you think, like in some industries, like in the industries that I'm in, for, let's say, a term, like if a person go to a manager, if that manager is not there, they have a backup manager. Is there something like you could set up like that, where it's like, yo, listen, if I'm out of town one day, my B barber is like over here, you know?
Right.
Does that work?
Like, in our shop, we got multiple barbers, right? You have us two, and then we just added a new barber, Raphael.
Right.
So it's like, if one of us go out of town, you always have us, you know? So worst come worst, you know, someone in our spot is going to take care of you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'd rather them go to one of us before they go outside of the shop.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. I was going to a place before I started coming to you. It's a crazy story. I was going to a guy on International Drive, and he was cutting my hair. It was a guy from Puerto Rico. Eventually, one day, he ran off with the money from the shop.
What?
And he wasn't, you know, he wasn't there. So the next guy said, "I'll take you," and he cut me, right? Then, and like 2 weeks later, he left and went to another shop. The shop that he went to was the shop that I left.
Oh, boy.
So when I went back, I had to see the barber that I stopped messing with in the same joint. It was that awkward.
Getting awkward.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that stuff happens and people just kind of freak out. Like, it's real awkward. You know what I'm saying? But it's like a relationship.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so I just wanted to figure out. But if y'all have it, because even like in your shop, people know who's that client for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that is just a level of respect.
Yeah, for sure. It does, like you said, it does get awkward when like you see someone you used to cut and they go to the next chair and they don't say nothing. They just like, yo, and look, they'll walk in, they'll say what's up. I'm like, hold on, you didn't book an appointment with me,
right?
And then you see them, they sit in the next chair,
right?
It was just like, damn, it's just like you kind of just ghosted. You know how like you kind of ghosted Shorty or something? You just ghosted me, right? What's going on?
Because you start building relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like it's weird.
Yeah, like I've had situations where I've seen a client just like Kendrick said, and you'll ask them like, "Hey, you book?" I'm mid cut, like no way, rushing, thinking it's like they're here for me. Whole time, they walk right by me or something. So yeah, it happens. It definitely happens.
Yeah, for sure. And also too, guys, like yo, if y'all go to a barber and like y'all want to get a haircut with another barber and we're booked up, we're not salty about it. Well, like I'll say in the environment in our shop, we don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as like the communication is there.
Yeah.
You feel me? We're not gonna feel some type of way like, damn, you went to him. Like, nah, like, bro, it's convenience is key.
Exactly.
And that's what we're here for. We want to make it as convenient for y'all.
Read my mind. Yep. Convenience is key.
Now y'all created a culture in your shop where it's like a family. Are all shops always like that? Or?
My first barbershop was the last shop, Crook's Barbershop. And I would say from my experience from other barbershop where I was just the client, sometimes you can see it'll be one or two guys or maybe like multiple guys or women too. Like they click with each other, but it was never like the whole shop. I never been to like, like, what's that movie with Ice Cube?
Like Barbershop?
Barbershop,
yeah,
right?
Barbershop too,
it's just like watching that movie is just like, I want to experience that. And then we never had that. Well, I never experienced that, right? And then, but at the last shop in Crook's shop, we had that type of vibe in there. And that was a dope experience just being my first barbershop and then just meshing with the guys, and it's just like, it was always love in there. Like you could feel it. As soon as you walk in, we saying what's up to each other. And then we always have conversation outside of just barbering and just cutting hair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so like what I would say to that, it was a real brotherhood, you know what I mean? Like growing up on these AAU teams and stuff like that, like what it felt to be a part of a brotherhood and people who are on the same page as you. And, we all held each other accountable. That's the main thing, you know what I mean? Making sure we're growing in the mix of growing with each other as well. Like growing in the mix of learning from each other, and like it was a great experience, learned a lot of things from each other.
For sure.
Man. Yeah.
Man, like shout out to them boys, Carrie, Seasons, Chops, Braylon, Pinky, like, all y'all that was in the shop.
Right.
I could say I learned a lot from y'all. You know what I'm saying? It was a very humbling experience just because it's like, and I think that's what barbers should do too. Like when you go to the shop, ask a lot of questions. Be annoying. You feel me? Like get annoying to a point where you want to get if you have a question in mind, get your answer.
Right.
If you're not getting from him, get from the next chair, get to the next person. And then now you have Instagram, right? You could go online and you could talk to people like that. So I think like building that community in the shop is very key. And then, us experience that at Crooks, we kind of translate that to our barbershop. We're just like, we got to build
a community
in our shop too.
Right.
So it's just when you walk in, you feel as if it's a family. It's like a home away from home.
Right. And then, on the other side of the shoe, you definitely have those barbershops that aren't that, you know what I mean? Like, it's more of like a dog-eat-dog world, Some barbers aren't in there will try to take your client, a barber in there will be late with booth rent, little things like that, smoking, all types of stuff, drinking on the job, everything. So the barber world could be real cutthroat as well, and, especially unlicensed professionals, you know what I mean? So definitely be aware of the different types of vibes and communities you join, because when you sit down, not only are you, becoming a part of that community, but, you're building a relationship with every single person in there as well, you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
So take me back. A person graduates from their barber school and they get their license, and now you're trying to find a place to cut. Like, what's that process like, and how do you find the right fit?
That's a good question. To find the right fit, I'll say, shop around, right? Look around. Go to like your nearest barbershop and then feel the vibe in there. I would say like walk in there as if you're a client. Don't tell them like, hey, I'm looking for a job. I'm a barber. They gonna as soon as they know that information about you, they're gonna treat you a little differently, right? So I'll say walk in there as you're a client, and see how they treat the clients in there. And if it's not very welcoming, then go to the next shop, right? Just keep shopping around from different shops. Talk to the barbers in there, pick their brain, and then find out who's the owner, right? And ask the owner certain questions like, what's your vision for the shop? How far you want to take this shop? And ask the barbers in there like, how since your experience in the shop, how was it? Have you grown as an individual in the shop? And just go on from there.
Right. So what I would say to that question is, focus on yourself. You know what I mean? Build your brand, focus on your haircuts, promote your haircuts, and it will come to you. You know what I mean? The right people will put you in the right place, and it's a journey. It's definitely a journey. It's not gonna happen overnight. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to cut your dad 100 times before you get paid. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to cut your brother, before you see a client give you $10. You know what I mean? Like that just comes with the territory. So as long as you focus on your craft, everything else will come. Definitely.
100%.
So I would say this: would you feel like people are welcoming to new barbers, or are they a little bit tough?
That's like a very subjective type of thing. It would, I'll say, for me, I'm very welcoming for barbers, right? Because I know how it feels to be in that shoe, where I'm trying to. It's like kind of like how that bird, like you just broke off that egg. Now you gotta spread your wing and fly, right? So it's just like I'm very welcoming, where you could pull up to the shop and you want to ask free talk, get some game. Shoot, yeah, pick my brain. You feel me? But every individual is a little different. So you just gotta like be cautious and aware of who you're talking to.
Right. So what I would say also is like your passion separates you. You know what I mean? Like if you're a new barber and you're available, you're showing somebody that doesn't know you, you're available, and your passion behind it matches that, then by all means, like cut my hair. You know what I mean? Let's go through this together. I feel like you could kind of tell the difference between a barber who wants to do it and doesn't want to do it, because that's a real big thing as well. You know what I mean? I've been both, and that's why I'm able to talk about this, because I was that barber who would walk out when I see a walk-in, you know what I mean, or wouldn't want to take a walk-in because I want to go eat lunch or something like that, and over the years as you cut, you'll start to realize, man, that first experience is really key. That's the key, because you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know who's sitting in your chair.
Well, I think that that's a good, valid point. So let's talk about, like, when people first start and the people like criticize your work, right? Like you're fresh out of school, or you fresh there. How's that work? Like people just talk shit about your work, or they just let you be, or how that work?
Man, so I mean, if I'm a new barber, I want that. If that wasn't happening to me, then maybe I'm doing something wrong. Because I feel it's constructive criticism. Like we all wanna grow. You know what I mean? So by all means, I want to know all my wrongs. I want to know where I went wrong so I can fix it. I was fortunate enough to be in a situation like that. As my first barbershop, I was messing up before I started to get better and better. And I had guys behind me who were able to help me and tell me what to fix. So that's what I would say.
For sure. And it's just I just went blank, yo.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, I can't imagine what that's like, because I mean, the real world is different from school. Would you agree?
Yeah. So going back to the topic of like clients being not cutthroat, but like being straightforward on like what they like and don't like.
Yeah.
I think it's just like, man, the first experience of messing somebody up, I can't lie, I've been there, right? Where I gave somebody something they completely didn't want, but like Horace said, like you gotta get them constructive criticism, right? You want to hear that, because that's gonna make you grow as a barber. So it's just like, if they didn't like it, like don't feel bad. Like, oh man, they didn't like it. Just take it as motivation. Like, all right, I gotta improve this type of style cut, and kind of like if they paid you, be like, look, since I messed you up, the next cut's on me. Right. You know what I'm saying? So just take accountability for your wrongdoing. Mm-hmm. It's not bad that someone's telling you that they didn't like their haircut because that's their hair.
Right.
So,
and the next time you do it, you'll do it right. Right. So that's all that matters in this game. I'm telling you.
And shout out to those clients. Shout out to y'all that was very patient with me in the beginning stages.
Vice versa.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be here. Cause y'all inspire me to keep going, right? And it's just like all them messed up haircuts, pushbacks. I remember the first time I used the blade, right? Man, I'm like, I'm gonna use the blade. I got a blade, and then it's my boy Stephon, right? Yo, shout out Stephon, man. So I was about to use the blade, and in the videos, it looked like it's easy work. You stretch out the skin, you get your straight razor, and you just go like that. Nah. So I grabbed the blade, one nick, and it was just he started leaking. I'm talking about like, it just spurted out his skin, bam, bam. Just blood just everywhere. I'm like, damn. And then he didn't even notice. I played it off so good. So I'm like, oh, shoot. So I like wipe it off. He's like, oh, what happened? I'm like, nah, you good, bro. And then I end up telling him like, yo, I cut you, bro. Like the razor had cut you. And then, but he was very patient with me. He understood, right? Like having those clients that's very understanding helped me a lot. And them having patience with me helped me so much to encourage me to just keep going in the game. Because sometimes when, I tell my parents and my family, hey, I want to be a barber. Back then, that wasn't sexy back then, right? You want to be a barber. Barbers don't make no money, right? So what's crazy was just like, I had one on YouTube, and I look up how much do barbers make, right? And then the dude in the video was just like, I put how much the average barbers make.
Yeah.
And as soon as I clicked on the video, the dude was like, why you want to be average? It was a clickbait. I was like, ooh. I was like, damn. And he's just like, this industry has so many doors, and however many doors you want to go through, it's up to you, right? So when I heard that gave me a different perspective, right? Because he was in the level that I want to be. I'm thinking like, okay, I'm looking at average salary. I'm Googling average salaries. Oh, like $50,000, $45,000. He's like, man, y'all can make six figures from this. I'm like, man, that gave me a different perspective on the game. So even though certain people didn't see that vision, we just gotta trust ourselves.
A lot of people, I've seen previous posts like talking about how the cost of haircuts have gone up. Right? Because back in the day, haircuts could have been what, $10, $15?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, what's that transition like when you want to, like, things have changed. There's inflation everywhere. Your time is more valuable. You could become very popular, overbooked. I know that sometimes y'all do house calls and stuff like that. But with the pricing of today, are you finding pushback from your clients, or does it just change your circle?
So I definitely think it changes your circle. You know what I mean? Because high value clients are going to look for high value services, So I definitely believe that the value that you put in yourself, you will receive that value back from your clients as well,
That's what's up.
Yeah. Sure. And also like, there are new styles, new trends going around with haircuts, quality. So that all comes into play, as well. And some barbers do different types of treatments, you know what I mean? Like, barbers are stepping into the facial game as well. So
yeah, hey, talk that talk, man. Horace be doing like face masks, facials, got a steamer, a hot towel. Talk about that service, man.
Yeah, man. So I have an HJ special. You know what I mean? It's my highest service right now. So I start off with cutting your hair, with a nice wash and everything, and then I go ahead and proceed to do my facial treatment. I got a lot of great products and stuff. I'm even starting to get into like nose extraction, so that way you guys can really get a deep clean for your pores and stuff. And yeah, man, like I'm looking forward to really just pushing this, one day, because it's my highest level of work. And, you guys get the best out of this service for real too. You know, like it's a one-stop shop. You get clean and you get your facial. You know what I mean? So I don't really know a lot of barbers that do that in the industry. You know?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, y'all hear that, man? Like it's not how it was back then, where you just walk in, just get a haircut, and it's a whole experience now. You know, the game don't change. Y'all heard everything: hot towel, facials, the extractors from your pores, right? And it's just like as men, we got to take care of ourselves.
Facts.
You know,
I'm a client, so the client experience is real. You know what I'm saying? I be doing selfies. I be sending that to people. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? They be like, I'm like self-care. So that, you know, that facial, that hot towel, that steam is a real deal. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on it weekly. You know what I'm saying?
It's a member, man. It's a member.
Yeah. So I mean, and talk about that. I mean, because I joined the membership. I think one of the things that I love about the membership and for my client experience is like I'm guaranteed to be fresh weekly. You know, I use your app, the Booksy app, and I schedule my time, and I know that I'm going to be straight. So there's never a time where I'm rusty besides today. Because my Fridays, man. But like, how'd you come up with that?
Yeah, so you know, just critical thinking. You know, like I had went up on my price real crazy one time. It was in my early stages of cutting hair, and during that process, I had to kind of go in survival mode because I was losing a lot of clients. I'm not gonna lie. So what I did was come up with an effective way to say, hey guys, like, you know, lock in your haircuts now, and I'm going to guarantee you service, you know what I mean? So I was able to come up with 3 different packages, you know. I have a gold package, platinum package, and a ludicrous plus plat package, you feel me? So the gold package is 3 haircuts, right? You get a pre-booking card. As Mr. Robert just said, he's able to lock in his appointments early in advance. You know, he's a real busy man, so it's really nice for you guys to know, hey, on Monday, I'm here at 11 a.m., for my treatment, and I got the whole day to be clean, and you know, weeks on after that. And then the platinum, that's where it gets real intricate. You know, I do my facials, and you are able to lock in 3 of those as well with me, and you save money as well. So you get a discount, and it comes with another pre-booking card as well. And another thing on my Ludicrous Plus, so it's double the platinum, so you get 6 HA specials, and same process, pre-booking. You're able to gift a friend or family a cut as well. So, you know, you got your uncle in town, you know, you got your cousin in town, your brother. Bring them to me, you know. It's free of cost for them, you know, but for you, you know, you taking care of them, it's a gift from you, you know. So, and then with that package as well, it comes with a grooming kit. So I have a grooming kit that also, you know, takes care of your travel needs. You know, you got a brush, hand sanitizer, lotion, conditioner for your waves, you know what I mean? Got some waves up here.
Y'all see it.
You know what I mean?
Y'all see it. That boy is spinning. Y'all see it, man. Come on. You know, get your wave game up, y'all.
Yeah. Conditioner, hair and beard growth oil, and then some aftershave cologne, you know? So it's an all-in-one thing. If you become a member, you know, you save more money the more tiers you go. And I definitely advise everybody, you know, to take advantage of the deal. For sure.
Well, check him out, man. Convenience is key, y'all. Yeah. So with that, where he set up your appointment in advance, so you don't have to text, hey, are you available today? All your appointments are already locked in. So all you got to do is just pull up and show up.
That's it.
And then get the service. And on top of that, from just the regular price outside of the membership, you're saving money from each haircut, right? So why not save money and have the convenience of knowing that, okay, all my haircuts is at this time and this time of the date, and all you gotta do is show up, relax, and you know what I'm saying? Like Mr. Robert, you know, that's what he experienced.
I'll be damned if I ever sit in a barbershop and wait ever again. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine that those people.
Yo, it was crazy how like back then you walk in, you gotta walk in and be like, yo man, the list right there. You look at the list, it's like 15 names.
Yep.
Right.
And then you see dudes walk in, they just skip everybody.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like we're not that. It's not the time and day for that no more, right? It's just we live in a new age of barbering, and now you have the booking apps, right? You know, I use The Cut, Horace use Booksy. You know, it's convenient where you could go on there and book your appointment. You know, so barbers, if you don't have a booking site, you want to get a booking site. There's so many different options. The Cut, Booksy, Squire, right? Yeah. You could just Google booking sites and then find that, and then have that convenient for your clients, you know?
Right.
So let me ask you this. If they wanted to book with either one of you, what is your Instagram?
My Instagram is Ken the Barber. Oh, hold on, y'all. I gotta make sure. Let me see. I think it's Ken _ the Barber. Yeah. It's gonna keep rolling. It's gonna cut out.
I'll chop it.
All right, okay. So my Instagram is _Ken the Barber _.
Okay, and my Instagram is at HJ Cuts with a Z. So HJ Cuts with a Z.
Nice. All right, bet.
So
So if y'all are looking to get a cut, hit one of them up. Just don't take my slot. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all having me on the show.
For
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? I love what y'all doing. I love to see the elevation, the growth, the culture in the shop. I mean, one thing I know, I come in there, I don't talk a lot, but I like you guys deal with people who have big passion about trending topics. Like how do you handle that when someone's real passionate about it? And do you ever have like two different chairs, just get into it and then the whole house just a big old conversation?
what do we, man? Like Horace was talking about, the last segment was Drake and Kendrick Lamar, man.
Right.
So like, I remember one day I had a client that booked, right, and then I'm on my lunch break, so he was already in the shop. I come back in the shop, I see him and Horace going at it. Nah, Drake, Kendrick, da da da. Like, how you gonna think that Kendrick didn't win when he got the most trendy song?
Viral,
So it was just like, yo, they was going back and forth, like to the point, man. My dog had his vein pop out of his neck, right? It's just like he was going hard about it. It was just like, it was funny, like.
Right. So yeah, you know,
Talk about how it went, man.
one person think Kendrick go crazy, one person think Drake go crazy. You know, the same rambles about it. But you know, the way me and Kendrick kind of came up with a way to talk about this amongst everybody and kind of get everybody else's perspective, because you know we had our clash about it. You know, statistically, you know, one thing about Kendrick, he wants to know the stats. You know what I mean? So we go through the stats, what Drake said, what Kendrick Lamar said, and we came to a conclusion that it's a draw.
It's a draw.
All right, everybody.
So
it's a draw.
Cause like Drake has some tea on K-Dot. K-Dot has some tea on Drake.
You know?
Right. So like Drake brought up the family issue of Kendrick and then his wife. And then, you know, Kendrick brought up the issue with Drake and Drake having a kid, but find out he don't have a kid.
Right.
You feel me? So it's just like, all right. And then Kendrick made that one song, Not Like Us.
Yeah.
Right? And it went off. Everybody dancing to it. But no one did address like
The misinformation.
the misinformation. It was just like boom.
The real
that's
stats.
it.
Yeah.
So I think like I want to hear more music. You know, I want to hear one song from both of them. I feel like both of them gonna drop an album soon.
Right. Summer.
You feel me? It's like it was great marketing. You know what I'm saying? And like people call this the Drake effect, right? If Kendrick wasn't talking about Drake, Kendrick would be in the position that he is today, right? So who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
That's what's up. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing y'all show each week and hear what the topic of the week is. What's the most buzz in the shop? Because I know it gets real spicy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With stuff dropping every day on social media. I know people say, did you see that? Did you hear that? You know what I mean? So you gotta keep us in the loop weekly. You know what I mean? So we can hear what's going on, just in case we missed it.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I mean?
And before I wrap it up, just want to say thank you to you.
Right.
You know, just having us in here with this setup, right? And it's just like, look where we at. You know what I'm saying? It's done right. It's not just at home with an iPhone. You know, if y'all can't see what's going on behind like what's being filmed, but this is, look at the table, camera. We got like 3 different cameras that's pointing at us right now. We have mics. We have the headphones, man. Everything's done right.
Yeah.
And also, too, if y'all don't know, but Mr. Robert helped us a lot getting the barbershop, right? So Horace was telling me, he was just like, yo, Mr. Robert got a spot that's available. What you think about that? So, you know, we was talking about it, and then we had linked up, pulled up, and he showcased the spot, and at that time, it was just happened so fast.
Yeah.
Cause we was in that position, it's just like, what's next?
Right.
Like, what's the next chapter?
Yeah.
And then when that happened, it was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
But we took advantage of the opportunity, you know.
Definitely, man. Yeah.
So I definitely want to thank you for that, you know.
Thank you. Shout out to Mr. Roberts, y'all. You know, thank you, Mr. Roberts. 100%.
I think the best part was seeing y'all elevate. You know what I'm saying? It's from going from, you know, someone's other shop to creating your own shop. That was the best part, because, you know, we've all had that dream of being entrepreneurs, right? But it's like, who shows you the ropes, or who helps you, you know, put you in the right direction? Do you just figure it out? So I think that when I was moving from that place and I got to talk to you about it, I love the fact that y'all pulled the trigger and made it happen. It's beautiful. I could have never done that to this spot. If y'all haven't seen it, go 8865 Commodity Circle, Suite 7. No, Suite 11. Suite 11.
Lucky number 11.
Yeah,
y'all.
the Grooming Gallery.
For sure.
And that's who sponsored this podcast.
Yep.
Peace, y'all.
Wow.